myself and my team of consultants will be sharing with you our recommendation proposal based on our research study and findings. Before that, let me introduce myself. I'm Diana, Ben, Suresh, and Joanne. We will start off with the seafood store dilemma, and then followed by research objective and our aims, and the quantitative hypothesis and data analysis, and then the qualitative data analysis, discussion, recommendations, and limitations and conclusion. So seafood store management dilemma is that they want to know, does moving to ethically sourced seafood have a negative impact on the stakeholders' investments? And then our research aim and our research objective and aim is to understand consumers' purchase intention on ethical seafood product, and also delve into factors influencing consumers' purchase intentions of ethical seafood. So we actually come up with two research questions. The number one is, what are the main concerns that influence consumers to purchase ethical products, which is the quantitative questions, and then followed by how does ethical product information affect consumers' purchase intention, which is the qualitative question. So we used the sequential exploratory mixed method research, the big quant and the small qual. So we first started with the quantitative research with questionnaire, and then using the Likert scale, and we used the Google survey, and we received a respondents of 220, and we used the SPSS. And then based on our quantitative data analysis, we actually use the qualitative small qual, which is to conduct interview only to people who have the information, which we have 5 responded, and the duration of 20 minutes using semi-structured interview face-to-face.
Okay, so these are the 3 main hypotheses that we're testing: whether price affects or influence purchase intention of ethical seafood, whether price affects the purchase of ethical seafood, whether information affects purchase intention of ethical seafood, and whether quality influence or affect purchase intention of ethical seafood. So we conducted the survey, and this is how our respondents' survey profile looks like. There were 220 respondents. A majority of them were between the age of 21 to 29, and a large percentage of them were female. And the monthly incomes, the highest bracket that we have is 1,000 to 2,999. So from the results of the survey, we put the data into SPSS to test the relationship between the 3 variables, which is price, information, and quality, against the purchase intention. So for the hypothesis to be supported, we know that the p-value of your chi-square and your Spearman correlationship has to be below 0.05. So for all the 3 variables, it's 0.00, which means that H1, H2, and H3 is supported. And then, so we move on to the regression model. So the question is, how significant are the variables to contribute to our purchase intention? So we know that our R square is 0.792. So any value that is above or bigger than 0.6 means that the 3 variables are important and are significant to the purchase intention. In this case, quality, price, and information are important variables. And then we have our coefficient model and the predictive equation also. So p-value, which is significant for all 3, and constant, is lesser than 0.05. So we know that they are significant and it supports the hypothesis. And the hypothesis is also supported with the predictive equation. So from the coefficient, we know that information, which is 0.442, is the strongest variable to affect our purchase intention. And I'll pass it on to Suresh.
After quantitative data analysis, information was the most influential factor in affecting the purchase intention. We did our qualitative data analysis after that. Therefore, we came out with semi-structured interviews based on information. We interviewed 5 respondents. There are 3 females and 2 males. From their responses, we derived themes such as internet and product label, as shown on the table with respondents' responses. We perceive information as product label does play an important part on their willingness to purchase ethically sourced seafood. And also, we perceive quality of ethically sourced food as a factor which influences consumer purchase intention. We perceive price influence the purchase intention of ethical products, whereby all these hypotheses was tested and supported in our quantitative research method. Recommendations.
So this is the first recommendation. So we recommend having for seafood store to adopt a smart packaging with quality indicator. So what is a quality indicator? So it makes use of biosensors that detect gas from microbiology spoilage, which can change the color of the freshness label from like green to red and so on. So why do we want to use the quality indicator? So we know that the perceived quality of ethical seafood influences the consumer purchase intention. This is supported by our hypothesis, and the quality is also a variable which is of significant influence to consumers' purchase intention. So how does this communicate quality to the consumer? We did further research and we found that our findings shows that food quality can be determined by product packaging, and the product packaging can also be an effective communication tool. So further findings shows that consumers place values on freshness indicator for perishable products, and they do not mind paying a higher price. So to summarize this, by using quality indicator, the aspect of quality can be very effectively communicated to the consumer in a very dynamic manner at all stages of the purchase. And based on all our findings, this in turn should influence consumers' purchase intention.
Our second recommendation was Seafood Stores Awareness Campaign. Is to encourage consumers to join Seafood Store campaign to raise awareness on the importance of buying ethical seafood. This would better teach and educate consumers on ethical seafood, as it also helps to appeal to consumers to purchase ethical seafood. It also educates consumers on how ethical seafood will benefit a healthy lifestyle.
So the third recommendation is to have cashback membership program. So since price is one of the key factors influencing purchase intention, so to appeal to the consumer to purchase ethical seafood, we can actually recommend to use recyclable containers and bags when consumers shop at our seafood store outlets. And we can actually so what they can do is that whoever buy from us, we can have free membership for them to register with us. And then if they spend a minimum annually from seafood store, and then we can have a point tier system where the consumer could redeem if they spend a minimum and give them free. So for seafood store benefits, right, is that we can encourage consumers to purchase more with seafood store, so as to patronize our outlets. And then we can also, in the long run, we can just save costs since we are doing a free packaging movement, and therefore allowing them to sell their ethically sourced seafood at a cheaper rate.
The next recommendation will be advertisement through various media. So research shows that advertisement can actually attract consumers' attention to specific information such as the quality label. So seafood store can actually rely on social media platforms or television broadcasting to educate the public about the benefits of consuming ethical seafood. Research shows that media and television news has positive influence on consumers' ethical food purchase. So seafood store can actually rely on advertising to help consumers understand that they actually have the power to make an impact on the environment with their right purchase intention. And that is to purchase ethically sourced seafood from seafood store. Okay, the limitations of our research shows one of it is actually the small sample size, because only 5 respondents are being recruited in the qualitative analysis, and the small sample size actually negatively statistically significant findings. And then due to the short time frame, convenience and snowball sampling method is being used. And these results might contain bias which cannot be measured or controlled. And the third limitation is actually different respondents might have different interpretations of the terms we use in our research questions. So this can lead to ambiguity. Lastly, the study is being conducted within Singapore only, and thus this might underrepresent consumers of other nationalities. So in conclusion, the most influential factor on consumers' purchase intention is actually information, followed closely by price, and then quality. So with the right product information, consumers can then make more appropriate food purchase decision. So nowadays, consumers are willing to spend on ethical products, and by doing that, they can actually help to sustain the environment and to enjoy better quality food as well. So therefore, we find that it is feasible for seafood store to enter the market of ethically sourced seafood, but provided that they are able to give the right information to consumers so that they can understand the benefits of the switch. So we find studies that shows that actually information is important to help them form ethical beliefs and make ethical purchases. So therefore, as a consultant of seafood store, we find that it is okay for them to actually switch to ethically sourced seafood to benefit the environment and as well as in the long run. So with that, conclude. Thank you.
Any question from the class? I have no questions. Thank you. Normally, the best way to conduct the conclusion is to provide answers for your research questions. Right, so I think that's a more close up. All right. Okay. Anyway, I enjoy your presentation.
Thank you.
Next.